$812 fired up. It's the first time since like July, I think. And I'm hoping to do some leaf cleanup with it. So what I'm going to do is I got this boot for the mower deck. I'm going to try to fabricate it to fit on there. And we'll see if we can get it to work. But yeah, this thing runs awesome. I really can't believe it. I gave it one little shot at ether and it fired right up in like 2 cranks and runs great. So we'll see if we can get the mower deck boot fabricated and we'll hook up the leaf trailer and go from there. Now I got this old boot here. It's from a Easy Vac rake, and guy had it for sale at a tractor show for 10 bucks, and I bought something else from him and he threw this in for free, and it's way too big for what I need for this, so I'm gonna have to cut it to make it fit and weld it probably. But I'm thinking that I'm probably gonna have to cut it. And see the way this bracket is here? It can't really go on that deep if it's going to go around this bracket, so I'm probably going to have to cut it so it's flush here and it can go into those 2 bolt holes. So I'm probably going to have to cut it like way back here. So what I'll do is I'll try to mark it up a little bit with a Sharpie and a ruler, and we'll see what we can do. Yeah, so I've laid the boot on the deck here and I kind of like the way it looks, so I think I'm just going to draw a line up here and cut it. And this one here is also too thick this way, so it needs to be cut down about 2 inches. So what I'm thinking is I'll just make a slice and then I'll weld it across the top here like they did and see what we can do. So I'll draw a line up right here and we'll cut it with a cutoff wheel and we'll see what we got. Now what I've done is I've drawn this line here where I'm going to cut it. And it needs to be thinner because this deck isn't as wide as whatever this thing is built for. So what I'm going to do is cut it across this line and just bend this piece out and push it down so that this lip will now be down here, and I can just put a couple tack welds around there, and I'll just leave this there. It's fine. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, and then the last part of this puzzle will be cutting this flange on the top here to fit the way we need it. So let's see what we can do. Well guys, I think I got it just about in the right spot. So you can see that there's a little bit of a gap behind here. So what I can do is take another piece of steel and just weld it, make a little cap there. But I think this is going to work out good. So what I'll do is I'll grind this down a little bit and I'll just weld it across that lip there. And we'll do the same thing on the back over here. The back worked out real nice, so we'll do the same thing. We'll just weld it right across that lip there. And I got to get an adapter because my hose is smaller than this. So I'm going to go to Home Depot and get a piece of stove pipe. Maybe it's like this is 8-inch and it should be 6-inch for my pipe or whatever, but it will work out. And I'll just have to drill 2 new holes up there where those bolts are in the right position for where my bolts are, and that shouldn't be a big deal. So I think we'll be ready to rock and roll here real soon, guys. Let's get the welder out. Well guys, I think it's good. I drilled the 2 holes there, and it lines up really nice. The only thing I don't like is the clearance behind the wheel on the deck there. There's only about 1/8 of an inch, so if it rubs I'll have to cut it and weld that up a little bit. But yeah, now I got to get out my leaf trailer and see if we can get that bad boy hooked up and ready to roll. Well, I got it all together, guys, and I ended up welding this thing onto the chute, and it's galvanized, so it's really hard to weld. It just splatters and burns and makes a big mess. And I ended up making this little piece here so I can bolt the tube onto the chute so it doesn't fall off. And this is a lot stronger than having a hose clamp on there. And this little piece of metal here is off of a rear planetary on a commercial 12. It's supposed to be the part that the 6 gears go into. I just cut it off, and that's nice. So I got the hose here suspended with a bungee cord, and that allows you to go around the corners and stuff without the hose dragging on the ground or hitting the back tire of the tractor. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out with a backpack blower and blow out around the edge of the lawn into the middle of the lawn, and then I'll fire this baby up and suck up some leaves.